Come on, Tom. Let's finish this the way we started. Together.
What the hell happened to the Harry Potter franchise? While still wildly successful among young readers and filmgoers, it feels like the franchise has slowly been fading from the public eye ever since 2011 with the release of the final film. While other means of igniting the series have been met with various amounts of praise, with the likes of Wizarding World theme parks, video games, and an award-winning stage show, the franchise has struggled to capture the same success on the big screen as it once did. While the Fantastic Beasts prequel series did show potential, its following installments weren't met with much love, each release losing more and more at the box office. Fantastic Beasts, in my opinion, was a step in the right direction for this franchise. While it's not perfect and it does have its inconsistencies, I feel like moving away from The Boy Who Lived was a good choice in order to keep the story going. But that blew up in their faces, and now Warner Bros. Decided to take the easy way out and reboot the series for television. Could it be good? Maybe, but it seems too soon to go ahead and reboot a series that realistically doesn't need to be readapted. The movies were great, people have so much love for them, and so much nostalgia. Nothing this new series can do will be able to capture the same magic, even if it is a more faithful retelling of the books. That is why I am here to pitch a different approach. An alternative approach that, while risky, could be met with major success if executed correctly. The Wizarding World of Harry Potter has such an expansive world that could be delved into, a world which people want to see come to life on the small and big screen, and if done well, we could be looking at the next MCU, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you my pitch and layout for a Harry Potter cinematic universe. Hello Comic Con, how are we doing today? Now, it has been a while since the Wizarding World has been in the limelight, but we are so back and we are ready to announce some exciting projects, and absolutely nothing can get in our way.
Sir, there's a J.K. Rowling here trying to get on stage. Should we let her on?
Absolutely not. Who knows what crazy stuff she'll start saying. Sorry about that. Anyway, in the current age of streaming, with the likes of Marvel and Star Wars, it can be difficult to get invested in standalone projects that are being released one after the other because they don't seem to be building towards anything. So we're going to avoid that here because every phase will be building to something big. Now let's start with what's already been established, phase 1, which is the Harry Potter series, which will be our foundation for all of the sagas that will follow. Although, don't be sad because the Golden Trio story isn't over yet, but we'll get back into that later. Heading into phase 2 now, we have the Fantastic Beasts movies, which was originally slated to have 5 installments, but due to the mixed reception of the movies, they unfortunately never got made. Although we believe that this series deserves to have the proper send-off, which is why we are excited to announce that we will be releasing an 8-part original Max series titled Dumbledore: The Age of Grindelwald. This series will be set in the midst of World War II during Grindelwald's reign of terror on both the Wizarding and Muggle world, concluding in the famous battle between Dumbledore and Grindelwald. Jude Law, Mads Mikkelsen, and Eddie Redmayne are all set to return, and we are so excited to finally end this saga once and for all. Okay, moving on to phase 3, which will be centered around the First Wizarding War, delving into the dark period of time that we all know from the Harry Potter series. Now, each movie and series within this saga will be building towards a climactic conclusion during Voldemort's rise to power. So, kicking off phase 3 will be the highly anticipated series, The Marauders. Season 1 will focus on the group's first few years at Hogwarts and the hijinks and rivalries that are sure to ensue. we have a cast of young and upcoming actors who I have no doubt will do a fantastic job at bringing these iconic characters to life, creating a grounded and captivating beginning to Phase 3. Okay, now moving on to our first film announcement, which is focused around the Dark Lord's rise to power right before the First Wizarding War, which will be titled Voldemort: The First Reign. And we're excited to announce that Voldemort himself will be betrayed by Nicholas Hoult, who I'm sure you know from X-Men and Mad Max Fury Road and so much more, and we are so thrilled to be working with him to bring Voldemort's backstory to the big screen. Following this, we have The Marauders Season 2, which will tackle James, Sirius, Lupin and Peter's middle years at Hogwarts as their own conflicts and rivalries begin to unfold as the looming threat of the war begins to cast a shadow over their lives in this dark and gritty second season. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Now up next, we have an action thriller centered around the Auror himself in a new movie titled Mad Eye: Dark Wizard Hunter. Brian Gleeson will take on the mantle of Mad Eye Moody himself, and if that last name sounds familiar, that is because he is the son of Brendan Gleeson, who played Mad Eye in the Harry Potter films. The film will showcase the Dark Wizard Catcher as he takes down the deadliest wizards of the age, in a time where Voldemort's followers begin to surface. Following this will be The Marauders Season 3, which will conclude the Marauders series as this group of characters leaves Hogwarts and enters the dark and twisted wizarding world, which is in its worst state in centuries as Voldemort rises to power. And this will lead us into the final installment of this saga, which will be The Order of the Phoenix, a film that brings together all of these interconnected stories. This will follow our favourite members of the Order as they face up against the Dark Lord in a desperate fight to protect the Wizarding World. And that concludes Phase 3, but we are not quite done yet because now it's time to share to you Phase 4, which is different from anything that we've announced so far. So, to kick off Phase 4, we have the highly anticipated movie about the four witches and wizards that started it all in a new film titled Hogwarts: The Founders. We have a stacked all-star cast for this project, and we are so excited to see how this group of talented actors can bring to life the beginning of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Okay, next we have a sport drama with a wizarding twist in a new series titled Quidditch Through the Ages. This series will explore the new comings of the sport along with the hardships of the game. Now that being said, this series will be very light-hearted with a lot of comedic undertones, so it is definitely one to look forward to. Alright, following this, we have the next installment in the Founders series called Hogwarts: Shadows of Slytherin, which, yes, will centre around the Chamber of Secrets and the arising conflicts of the Founders. It's gripping, it's brutal, with a ton of twists and turns. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Okay, next we have an 8-part series titled The Tri-Wizard Tournament. And this is one of my favourite announcements so far because this series will explore the tournament throughout the years, with each episode delving into a different year that the games were held. With every episode focusing on a new protagonist and cast of characters, this series really does have the potential to explore the lore and the brutality of the games themselves. And finally, concluding this saga will be a film titled Hogwarts Legacy. This film takes place after the Founders have already passed away. However, their legacy lives on within the school as traditions such as Quidditch and the Triwizard Tournament live on. The final installment to this saga will focus around a group of students from one of the four houses as they go up against a new dark threat that threatens to destroy the school. Okay, now, we were just going to leave it there for today. I mean, trust me, you have more than enough to get excited for, right? But we thought, hey, why don't we give you just a little taste of what to expect for Phase 5?